Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. Latino America, and all the paisanos around the globe, all the mothers and Mr. Chiva brothers and sisters. Welcome to We Goat You Live, transmitting directly from La Perla Tapatía, home to the most glorious of teams, El Club Deportivo Guadalajara. We Goat You Live. Bienvenidos. Joining me today are Gabriela Silva. ¿Cómo estás, Gaby?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. So glad to be back. Episode 4 of We Goat You. Alfredo, Robert. So glad to be here again to talk about our team, our beloved team. And we have a lot of information today to share with everybody. So thank you for being here. And if you want to join us in the show, please send us a DM through Facebook so we can ask you to join us anytime.
Yes, definitely come chat it up with us. Alfredo Rodriguez, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing fine, Robert. Hi, Gabi. Hi, Chivas hermanos. It's a pleasure to be here. Fourth episode. How fast it's been. It's already been 4 episodes. I can't believe it. And most importantly, ready to talk about our beloved Chivas Rayadas de Guadalajara. Plenty of talk to analyze before of Clásico Tapatío. We also have the Rojiblancas playing before international break. So I'm ready.
Well, welcome one and all. My friends, I need to stop a moment.
Okay, so
Wait
we
a
have
minute.
an important
Estas son las mañanitas que cantaba el Rey David. My friends, happy birthday. I don't know if everybody out there knows it, but Alfredo and Gaby are birthday people tomorrow.
We're birthday twins.
Happy birthday.
We're birthday twins.
You have to blow out the candle. Blow out the candle. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. That's so sweet.
Get your wish.
That's so sweet. Thank you so much.
You're
Alfredo,
welcome.
happy birthday, my friend.
Happy birthday, Gabi.
Thank you so much.
Okay, let's show.
That was so sweet.
I know what you guys probably wished for, but let's keep them under
Hey, but
wraps.
before we get into it, we have an important message for you, Chivas hermanos. So stay tuned.
Amigos de Chivas TV, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Qué gusto saludarles desde las alturas del Estadio Akron.
Todo el contenido exclusivo y de seguimiento de nuestras chingonas, solo con la señal más rojiblanca.
Jaramillo, contra Godínez, de pierna zurda, viene Caro. Apareció la número 8, la que cumple 29 años. Con la pierna izquierda la manda para la jaula.
Nuestras
Yay.
chingonas.
Our chingonas play tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. About that in a little bit.
We'll be coming back to that. Yes, of course. And we got to know they're coming back. We're going to all come back strong this week, my friends. We got to keep it upbeat. We'll be talking about, of course, our semana de Clásico Tapatío. We'll be talking about Chivas Femenil, who will be playing against Atlético San Luis. And Tapatío is visiting Cancun today. Actually, I think they're playing right now, aren't they? Has that game started?
Right now.
I think they're in I think because I wasn't able to catch up on that right now. At 6.
Yeah, they were preparing the coverage.
Right. They'll be on at 7. So ending our show, rush over there and catch El Tapatío visiting Cancun.
So
Plenty of
yeah,
talent.
So, ¿cómo estuvo
interacting
la
with
semana?
I just want to say, thank you for interacting with us in the chat. I already see a lot of interesting messages over there. We have to make a disclaimer. This is just episode 4 of We Goat You, and we need to say this once again and every time if it's necessary, and it's not a big deal. So as you know, We Goat You is a live show entirely in English, where we talk everything about Chivas Femenil, Chivas, our youth squads, And this is an incredible project that Chivas is launching for all our Chivermanos outside Mexico that don't speak much Spanish. So yeah, we're very happy and very blessed to be a part of it and bringing you this content. So because I can see a couple of messages in the comment section about why are you speaking in English? So that's the reason why.
Right.
We Go To is the English format for all of you English Chivermano speakers.
And
so there you go.
we're not I mean, besides being the only Mexican team with this amount of English content, I would pretty much say that we're the only team in Latin America with this much English content. So it's all for you, Chivermanos. Yeah.
Yep. Chivermanos, no hay fronteras. Okay. So come on in, man. Even if you want to speak Spanish or Spanglish or whatever you Chinese, if we could do it, we'll find a way. We'll find a way to talk to you because we all want to invite you guys to come and see us, come talk to us, follow us, okay, at Chivas en Inglés, follow our content because we're interested in knowing how are you living this semana previa al Clásico Tapatío. How are you guys living it? We had a little group session yesterday, right? And we talked about it a little bit. We had some really interesting points brought up. So how are we living it? What's interesting is that Alfredo and Gabi and myself, we are in different parts of Mexico. So we all live este Clásico Tapatío a little bit differently. Gabi, can you give us a rundown? How do you live your Clásico Tapatío, your semana previa?
Sure. So we were talking about what Clásico is important to us. And we were talking about Clásico de Mexico, like Chivas America, and we're talking about Chivas Atlas. And for me personally, because I'm from Mexico City and America is a team based in Mexico City. So for me, like that's the biggest rivalry. Like maybe if for someone that lives actually in Guadalajara, because I see it like a game that claims an entire city, if I can say it in a way, you know? So Atlas Chivas is like, who's Guadalajara is de quién es Guadalajara? Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, on the other hand, because I am from Mexico City and I lived all my life in Mexico City, for me, Chivas America is like the biggest Clásico of them all. And this is where Robert brought to the discussion that it might be a different perspective, me being from Mexico City than being from Guadalajara.
Yes, because if you look at it from Guadalajara, it's brother against brother, cousin against cousin, family against family. And many of the people who are involved in football in Guadalajara, who are always bringing up the point, who's greater team, who's the best team, et cetera, it's not just another 3 points. It's not. The Clásico de Mexico is one thing, right? It's important, of course, but this one is the oldest in Mexican soccer history.
Exactly.
First one.
Yeah, the oldest.
The first
Absolutely.
one, the oldest.
Before any other Clásico, there was Clásico Tapatío. And I like to read a lot about the different rivalries in world football. And obviously, I was taking a look at Chivas Atlas and what it means not for the history of Mexican football, not only Guadalajara and Jalisco. And, you know, like there's so many stories to tell. For example, the Chivas motto, the Chivas nickname, it's very well known, or it's said that comes from an Atlas supporter who was also a journalist, and he just started saying that Guadalajara was so good that they looked like Chivas, like crazy Chivas running around, and that kind of stayed in. And it's so many memories, so many stories. Well, not memories because I didn't live that time, but so many stories around Clásico Tapatío, and it's great. It's fantastic to be part not only of one great rivalry, but two great rivalries.
Two great important rivalries. So let's talk about Chivas. How's Chivas coming to the pitch? How are they coming to the pitch on Saturday? We saw the Tu Rebaño right? We talked about it a little bit, how they had done a passable job. They did what they needed to do. Some players are really looking for their part to their post to be able to be in the first team. So I thought it was an excellent way. I saw them with a revived spirit. They were able to score 3 goals. So what do you guys think? What do you think is with our lads? How are they going to come to the Clásico?
So they've taken obviously some time off. I was listening to Pauno press conference earlier, and that matters that he addressed, and I would like to mention. One of them, it's probably the footballing side of it. Chivas comes from, yes, two defeats in the league, but before that the team had 5 wins and 2 draws. So and he also mentioned that in those defeats the team dominated a lot during a lot of moments, especially in Puebla. And also he said that he acknowledged the burden of the defeat from Clásico de Mexico going through last week. He did acknowledge that, and he recognized that it was a hard week. Last week was a hard week for the team, and he did acknowledge it. But he also mentioned that the team has already gone through the pain, and it's a new situation right now.
Yeah, and that's something
He was like talking a lot. He mentioned this like 3 times. Like, this is already in the past. But that was very encouraging, I guess, for a lot of us Chivas hermanos, because maybe many of us were like really upset and like still thinking about that and whatever. I mean, I get it. We were all very upset, and we cannot sugarcoat a lot of things that happened in that game. But at the end of the day, I think Pauno was very clear in saying that, yes, it was a defeat. It was hard. We lacked a lot defensively, and he was very aware of what was happening inside Chivas in that particular game. But it's time to turn the page and look at the next match that is equally important against Atlas. So I think we can be confident he's learning from that mistake or those mistakes, and we're going to try to keep that amazing pace of winning that we had like 3 weeks ago.
Exactly. So it's I'm kind of curious of how the team would have responded if they had this match right after El Clásico de Mexico. If international break didn't exist. But I'm excited to see how the team responds, and also because Alexis Vega is gonna be back probably from the start. Cone Brizuela is back with the team. So I'm looking forward to how the team responds, because it's the first actual real, let's say, hard epoch of the Paunovic era. So it's exciting to see how the team is gonna answer.
It's a good point you make,
It's
and
his first
Gabi made,
Clásico.
because
Yeah,
it's his
one,
first
yeah.
Clásico. He's
Yeah.
learning. Yeah, he's learning.
Exactly.
And we need to be patient. I think the real Chivas hermanos know what's going on. Of course, you don't want to see your team go down, but hey, we lived through worse. Okay, we lived through worse.
We
It's
have,
3 points,
and
of
not
course.
very long ago,
And recent,
right?
yeah,
Like, not
that's what I was gonna say.
Exactly. Good thing
we
we
have a
forget
very
easily.
interesting comment. We have an interesting comment from Jorge, who says about Clásicos. He says, I'm from Mexico City too, and lived in California for 30 years and never really cared about Atlas Chivas. Now that I have my Chivas with friends, tell me more about this bloody rivalry. Like, exactly. So there you have it. Like, it's about where you are located, I guess.
Definitely where you live in the city, and sometimes they live side by side. I'm telling you, it's just. And if you look back into the annals of history, you will find that there was mixed bloods in both teams when both teams were formed back in the early 1900s. There were brothers, they're cousins there. I mean, it's just something like that. It's something that, like what Jorge was saying, he understands it now because he goes to the games, and it's about here. It's like it's a local thing. All right, it's a local thing. Okay, so I think they're come back strong. They're gonna roll into the game with another attitude, and I really like the way that they played, especially that second game. So let's see we're gonna have some surprises too, not just birthday surprises. Who's coming back? Who's coming back for the Clásico? And
Who's
it's
coming
almost
back for
Easter.
the
That's my tip. Who's coming back?
Oh, that's so sweet. Is it Conejito Brizuela? ¿Acaso?
Yes.
He's
Yes,
coming
El
back.
Cone.
He's ready.
Back.
He's ready.
Yeah.
Our Conejito is ready.
I
So,
saw him in the second game of the Rebaño Tour. It was really fun to watch him. He's a little cautious, because, well, he's coming back from, and I'm sure he doesn't want to get back on the injury list. But I saw him do some interesting passing. There was a moment that he could have taken a couple of shots on goal. But like I said, he was more of an orchestrator. As always, El Cone. That's what he does when he's on the pitch.
Yeah, and that's what.
Yeah, and we had him. I'm sorry.
That's what I like about him, that he can orchestrate not only from the center of the attack, but also from the wings. He has a lot of, I would say, tactical intelligence to move around and to distribute the game, to keep the attacks alive. So looking forward to see Cone Brizuela.
Yes,
And guys, remember, please, to send us a DM through our Facebook page. So if you want to join us like live here in the show, please send a DM message and we can bring you here with us to chat about Clásico Tapatío or whatever it is you want to chat with us.
Yeah, come and, if you have something to say, come here. This is the official Chivas page.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the real deal. If you want to talk or just share your thoughts, come on. You're welcome. You're welcome.
And we have Conejito back.
Mm-hmm.
We also might have Alexis in the starting 11, probably. And remember that from Tu Rebaño, we had absences because they were in the Mexican national team, and they're back.
Mm-hmm.
And there were like usual 11 starting. So it's going to be interesting to see with all the Pocho Guzman is not playing Clásico Tapatío. But yeah, it's going to be a very interesting lineup. We were talking about yesterday in our little pre-production meeting about what we'll be expecting to see in our lineup. So what do you think, guys?
Yeah, tell us what you think. What do you think? We said in the backfield, I think we all agreed. Mozo, Gil, Chiquete, and Chicote. Right?
Yeah.
That's what we think.
You agree?
Yeah.
That's what we think. Yeah, we all agreed on that, right?
And we
all agreed with that. Okay. Yes. But I also said on my wish list. Yeah.
And this is a big but.
This is a big but it's on my wish list. I hope I see El Pollo.
Pollo.
Pollo Briseño. Yeah.
I would love to see him back,
he scored.
Especially in this kind of games. And he scored.
Exactly.
He scored.
And I saw him strong.
And he was so happy.
And he's actually he when Paunovic arrived, he was taken into consideration a lot. I think that in the preseason games he had a lot of playing minutes, and also at the beginning of the tournament. So I think that Paunovic actually recognized a lot of potential, and he saw Pollo as someone who can provide and who can apport a lot to his system. So let's see if he's in.
Well, people might not know or may tend to forget that he played in Europe. So there's a different mindset there, right? When you come back from Europe, you have another mindset about the work, what you're doing. It's different, So it was transcended. And I could see that in Pollo, because before, when he played here, he did really well. But once he took that step, that risk, he took that, that challenge, he came back, I thought, quite strong. And I miss him on the pitch. I do.
He's very passionate.
Yes. And I always played defense. And you got to be, is my rules,
Exactly.
¿Tú también jugaste defensa? Really?
Yeah.
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 That's, I like to give and not receive,
Do you guys play at the center of the defense?
No, I used to
was a
play
center.
off
I
to
was
the
a
right.
center.
Yeah.
On the right.
I was a
Okay.
center. I was fearless.
Did you run through the wing attacking, Robert, or stayed back?
That was always my thing because I like to run. I was like Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
I run down there, just throw it to me. Not very good with my feet because I'm medio gringo, but always good with the effort, and I'll catch up to that ball. I don't care where you throw it over there. So we see what was the midfield, because now we come back to our friends who were back with the.
Hold on, because in the comments we have people commenting. We have people, and this Jorge again. Pollo for either Cisneros or Rios. What do we think?
Pollo?
Interesting. Your chicken.
Yeah, my chicken. There have been some changes like that, but usually it's the other way around. Usually it's forwards to defense.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember Massa Rodriguez. He was a forward. And then at the end, he ended up, someone saw, I think it was, I don't remember. I've read so much stuff. Said, I think you should play defense, and positioned him there. And that's why he would do all of that fancy footwork, and then he'd go, no, don't do that, please. Not in front of goal. And then he would, dribble through three offenders or something. That was the way that, I don't know. Once an offender, you cannot get that out of your blood. So what's up with the midfield? We have Piojo back, Beltrancito back. Like I said, Gil, we already kind of positioned him. What do you guys think the midfield's going to be like?
I would say Sergio Flores and 2 or 3 more. That's
okay.
Yeah.
Why?
I want Sergio Flores because he provides a lot of order and organization to the play, to the midfield. Like, he manages to control the tempos. He always keeps like he's really good at making the play be at the speed that and the rhythm that Chivas wants to play. And he's also very good at anticipating the plays up above in opponent's midfield. Pauno today, he was saying that one of the main characteristics of the team that he is looking for is a team that plays attack, who plays attractive football, and that means a lot of pressure. And he also mentioned the pressure upside, like behind our midfield, like high pressure. Flores is really good in that function, not because of his aggressiveness at applying that high pressure, but actually by positioning himself at very smart places, like tactically smart places, to receive the second ball that his teammate has already recovered. So, and we kind of saw that against America, that he just entered when he came in when the game was already was already broken. But Sergio Flores, I'm really excited to see him back with the team.
I think I agree with you there. I think he will definitely be there. ADN sketches.
Yeah, he agrees with us. He wants Checo Flores with Nene Beltran and Piojo Alvarado. He said that would be badass.
Yeah.
So I told you they're pegrilosos. I don't know. Maybe also, like, I'm also a believer, but that's why you have different players, because they have the different characteristics, they're different skills, they're for different games,
Yeah.
And that's what happens. Like, if we look at other sports, like American football or basketball, there are key players in key positions, and you can keep moving them back and forth. I think, obviously, in soccer, we cannot put one in and come one back out because there's only one change per player, as I was going to say, 5 changes. But maybe also, it might be good for him. It might be good for him for this game. I'm not saying that all the games, because I love the way he's after the ball. He runs the other guys down. He doesn't give up, man. He really runs the mile. Yeah. But so did remember Morsa before also came back. That was his position.
Yeah, he was the guy.
He was the guy. He owned that spot. Yeah.
Who else would you play? Would you, Robert and Gabby, use in midfield?
So we're down to Nene and Morsa.
Right.
So remember, Pocho is not available. So who else could be?
I mean, if we're flipping players like Pauno moved Pollo into the forward position because he has characteristics.
That's interesting.
Who would you bring in there? Not just counting on what we have as midfielders. I don't know, something healthy. I don't remember, but when Vega was with Toluca, he sometimes played the midfield. Piojo's played the midfield. They're great passers. They have great vision, of the field. And really up front, we just need someone to push that ball, push it into the net,
Yeah, Pauno already used Pollo as a forward. So, like anything can happen. And especially if you don't have Pocho right now, and maybe you can do something with Alexis and like on front. And I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what he's going to do with
It would
that.
be a good surprise, I think.
It would be a good surprise. I don't know if Clásico Tapatío is a good game to delivering surprises. I don't know. But I mean, anything can happen.
I'm just imagining like Viking style up front. Okay. He's a forward.
Yeah.
He knows how to defend. He knows how to chase a brother down.
You need to score.
Yeah,
You need to score. At the end of the day, we saw a very Alexis in a very good shape. Like it was like he was not absent at all. So I think that's very promising from like wing point of view. So yeah, let's just hope. And Piojo is back, of course. So that's going to be interesting to see again what they're able to do together.
Yeah, it depends on what Pauno's planning, what the strategy is. Because if we have wingers throwing balls into the center, it has to be someone who's good with their heads.
Yeah,
so
and
definitely going to be coming back with that. So Rios, they're both tall, Cisneros. Let's see.
I think he assisted in the Clásico de México, the second goal, Rios.
Yes.
And Pauno, he was saying today in press conference that one of the areas where he sees that the team is going to improve in matches is the finishing. He said that in in Clásico de Mexico, we had 18 shots and a lot of them were from inside the box. And also in the Puebla game, we had also a lot of chances. So I think that's one of the areas that the team's gonna improve, because imagine in Puebla or against America, we will have scored any of the opportunities that we had while the game was tied. So you never know, but yeah, I think that's one of the areas that he emphasized that we gotta still work on.
Jorge is also mentioning bring up the kids from El Tapatío. Said, Perez Buquet. We saw them in the Tour Rebaño.
We were talking about him yesterday. He's good. He's very fast. And he is entron. You know what I mean? So that's good. I don't know if that's because he's very, very, very young.
Yes, he's good passing. Right. He's good at shooting.
And Perez Buquet, we know him. Mm-hmm.
Crazy 1993 says that he would play with Daniel Rios up with Alvarado and Vega in the wings, and then he will use the midfield with Nene and Checo Flores. Who else would you use in the midfield? Let us know.
Crazy. Let us know who else would you use in the midfield. Crazy. Oh, we're going to sing now. Okay. So hi, thank you everybody who's interacting with us in the chat. Please let us know your comments, your feedback. And if you want to join us live on We Go To, please send a DM through our Facebook page so you can be chatting here with us live.
And actually, we have some stats for you, Chivermanos, and it's about the latest games that Guadalajara has played at the Old House. Yes, at Jalisco Stadium. We have that info, don't we? With production, yes, there it is. So Guadalajara's last 6 matches against Atlas at the Jalisco Stadium, it's pretty much mostly wins, 4 wins and two ties. We haven't lost since Apertura since 2018. We haven't lost since 2018. That's including obviously the tough Liga elimination last year, but that we actually played a good game in the second leg. So, 5 years without losing at the Old House, 5 years without losing at Jalisco Stadium, and the recent visits to Atlas invite us to be optimistic ahead of Saturday's Clásico Tapatío. And yeah, and
Johnny
also
713 is asking how we think Pauno's play style is going to be, aggressive or conservative.
I would say aggressive. He usually looks to attack. That's his. I think that's his footballing idea, and I couldn't agree more. That's what this team. That's what this team asks for, and that's what the history of the red and white is for.
Okay.
Adolfo Rodriguez says that he would line up Tala Rangel, Mozo, Pollo Briseño, Chiquete, Chicote Calderón, along with Rios, Ronaldo Cisneros, and Piojo, Nene, Vega, and Rios again. Well, that's ultra offensive. So I don't know if he's gonna go that offensive because you gotta maintain some equilibrium. But I see Pauno actually playing.
I mean, it depends how the game goes, right?
Right.
Well, you got to remember that, okay, although we look at Chivas being in 7th place, they're only 3 points away from 2nd place. And we were discussing earlier that we have that little buffer, right? Between 8th place and 7th place, which is
Cruz Azul.
5 points.
Yeah,
Cruz Azul.
5 points ahead of Cruz
We have
Azul.
that 5-point buffer.
Mhm.
But I agree that, we have to be aggressive, because what if that buffer becomes 8 points?
Exactly. And there's also there's also a chance of escalating in the table, because 2 of the teams that are ahead are playing between each other. There's an América León taking place this weekend, so one of them is going to lose points. One of them is going to lose at least 2 points. So there's an opportunity of going up. And we have Cruz Azul playing tonight against Querétaro. So hopefully, hopefully La Máquina doesn't win.
And to your point, I mean, it's only like 3 points away from 2 points away of 3rd place. And if we win against Atlas, we can go again to 3rd or even 2nd place. Like, a lot of combinations that could happen. So yes, we are currently in the 7th place, but it's like a gap points at least with the teams above us. So it's not impossible.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're close. Mr. Jacardi says hello on our chat.
Hi. Greetings, the red and white nation in Mexico and the U.S. Greetings, my
Exactly.
friend.
Sin barreras.
Sin
Chivas
barreras.
hermanos sin barreras. Okay, and we know, like I said, I think we just got to be patient. Pauno is doing his job. He's reconstructing the team, and we will be seeing a stronger Chivas. All of us,
exactly,
like I said, have to keep positive. That positive vibe will go and transmit down to those 11 on the pitch. And, like he said today, it's just a glitch. Of course it hurts, but that's it. It was 3 points. Vámonos. And this weekend, we're going to go. What's the score, guys? Let's do it. We always do it. I never get the right answer, but
I would say it's going to be
the score.
1-0 for Chivas with Vega going super.
All right. Yeah. La cantó y todo con Vega. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Chivas takes the win. I'm always super cautious when I say my scores because I almost never say it right. But I think it's going to be a 2-1 for Chivas, and I think Alexis is going to score. Probably both of them. Hopefully.
Crazy 1993 says it's gonna be a 2-1 for El Rebaño. Sergio Martinez so agrees with him.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, 2-1. Yeah, probably. That's going to be it.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I agree. But I'm like I say, it's like go big or go home. Yeah.
What's your
Go,
score?
go big or go home. 4-0.
4-0. That would be
4-0.
fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah. Y para que se callen ya. Para que se callen ya. Ya me harté de estarlos oyendo, no manches. Yeah. It's time, man. Yeah.
Oh my
Sergio
God,
Cardi says
Fernando
it's gonna be a
Yacardi,
3-0.
a 3-0
Yeah.
3-0. I saw.
to the
And
nasty
David
neighbor.
sees the goal by El Charal, so fantastic. Yeah. And you,
Okay, Chanel is scoring. Okay, that's
last
good.
time we last time we were speaking about if Vega was gonna start the match against the last Liga MX match that we had, and well, I mean now after that conversation we had 2 weeks ago, he's already played 120 plus 45 minutes, more than 160 minutes. With El Rebaño, more than 160 minutes after coming back from injury. So are you guys absolutely 200% sure of lining up Vega on Saturday?
We talked about this in Clásico de Mexico, and we all agreed that it was probably not the best idea to get him to start. But probably this time around it is, because he already played in Tu Rebaño, and he looked pretty good. Again, for me, it was like he never got like a rest, like a recovery situation with his injury. So I think he should. I think he should.
And you know, Vega needs redemption, man. Okay.
Yes.
He needs to come out. He needs to play hard. He needs to make a goal. And you know what's going to happen? El viejo nalgón will be back.
En Algón de Oro.
Yeah. Of course, remember, guys, you know, we're all human and that sort of stuff. A lot of pressure on these poor guys. They're really young. You know, they're going through this. It's a little glitch again, and he needs to just make a goal. Imagine. Mientras no se quite el short como aquella vez, we'll be fine.
Yeah,
We'll be fine. You know, hey, I'm going to say it. Tú lo cantaste, dijiste 1-0 Vega. I'm going to say 4. Los 4 son de Vega.
Oh my gosh.
that would be
Okay.
great.
I like
Yeah.
that. I like
He
that.
needs El Nalgón back. He needs to come back strong. And you know what? And then imagine everybody together when the whole team is together. No nos van a parar.
I'm starting to sense a Vega mania in here. So not only because the producer put the peach emoji in the chat, which is fantastic as well, but yeah, Vega mania until the end. And
You know, I criticize him a lot because I think that people who have, it's like that Spider-Man thing. With great power comes great responsibility. The great players are those ones that take that decision, and they're the ones that take the team and they throw them on their back and they say, "Let's do it."
And he asks for it. He asks for getting the team thrown on his back. And yeah, and you know, actually, let's see if with Alexis by the end of the regular season, we can say that we are the best visiting team of the league, because as of right now, Chivas is the second best team on the road with 4 wins, 2 ties, and only 1 loss. And that loss was against Puebla, where we had a lot of scoring chances. So what do you guys think about the Guadalajara doing so well on the road this season?
It speaks a lot about their concentration, because usually it's not where you do well. You do well at home, because you're with your people. So I think that Chivas comes out strong, like you said earlier. They're going to be aggressive, just like they always are. And El Jalisco, that's home.
That's home, exactly.
That's what I was going to say.
Aunque quieran decir que no, que es su casa, no sé qué, güey. It's home.
Yeah.
El Jalisco is the Chivas. I'm
Course.
sorry.
Yeah.
Right?
Sorry.
Absolutely. I'm sorry.
All right. I think it's time for us to move on.
PM. please send us a DM through our Facebook page so you can come and interact with us live on the show, and we can chat about what it made you become in the first place. So we would love to hear that from you. And what do you think about Clásico Tapatío? So please go to our official Facebook page, send a DM, and Mr. Producer can bring you up here with us to chat.
Yes, please. Whatever you want to talk about, welcome. Welcome. It's time. It's chingona time.
It's chingona time.
It's chingona time. My Chivas Femenil still on the top part of the league standings. Our chingonas will be playing San Luis
San
tomorrow.
Luis. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a hiccup there. We had our very own Clásico de Mexico with the women's team, and we know what happened there. We are not undefeated anymore, so that hurts. That's like, oh, but again, it's just one loss in the entire tournament, and the numbers are there, and the numbers don't lie. Chivas is currently in the third place with the same points as América Femenil, only because of goals scored. So, I mean, Chivas Femenil has an amazing tournament, has had an amazing tournament. Like the last tournaments, I cannot remember the time when Chivas was not at least in the first two places. So, yes, it hurt because it was with América Femenil again, and I think we also have that burden of the last elimination with América Femenil, but it is what it is. The team is solid, so they never lost with San Luis, so I think we have that in our favor. So let's just hope that the women's team get that win again.
If people watch the game, if you were able to watch the game, like if you had Chivas TV, for example, you can watch the games. It was a hard game. It was a hard game for Chivas Femenil, but it was a harder game for América. They had to work hard. It wasn't like they just rolled. No, the ladies were there. They were doing their job. And it was like that. El que gana es el que mete los goles, you know. Exactly. And there was a moment in the game that either one of them could have come up with the goal and could have moved ahead in the game.
Yeah, and both America goals, they were in a span of 5 minutes. You know, it's when the second goal gets there when you're still suffering the hit from the first one. They managed to score until the 60th minute. And you know, I feel that after they scored the second goal, they could have feared a bit of anything that might have happened, you know, because before this tournament, the last two regular season matches between Chivas Femenil and América Femenil ended up in Chivas coming back. One at the Azteca and the other one at the Akron, which was last tournament, where we scored the two goals in the after the 90th minute, which was fantastic. So I feel that after America scored the second goal, they were, instead of going for, you know, like for the third, they were like, no, wait, these girls might actually tie. So let's just protect the result.
They held back. They held back because you know, Chivas is a respeto.
Exactly.
And I think that we are also very critical of our own colors, right? But in truth, we also need to remember there's not just one team on the pitch. There's two teams. And when it's a battle like that, you could really see the strategies. And I thought, you know, I was sad. Of course, I was not happy, but it was not a bad match. It was not a bad match.
Could this be the first game where we actually really missed Licha? Like could offensively?
Be, yeah.
Like, I mean, in the past, we were undefeated without Licha still. So, and we were like, yes, the team is going on and is doing their job, blah, blah, blah. But I think this was probably the first game where we were like, oh my God, like we really miss her in the offensive.
You know what I say about that kind of stuff? It's like if you think too much about something, it affects your performance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys ever saw The Last Samurai, and Tom Cruise is practicing with the sword, and he can't beat this samurai master, although he's become very good at what he's doing. And one of the other samurai comes to him and he says, basically in a few words, says, "You think too much. You think about this guy. You think about that. You're thinking about. Don't think. Just react. Just play." That could have been it. It's a big thing. This when we blow this up, it's a Clásico. Oh.
Yeah, and it works so far. I mean, we talked about this before. Pato has like enough players on the bench to compensate any position, like almost, right? And but I think this time, like really, they were struggling offensively, and there was like you can see it in the team. But well, I mean, at the end of the day, we have to be patient. We've been saying this a lot in the last episodes. She's getting there. Her recovery journey is getting there, and hopefully, we will have her back for playoffs.
Yeah,
Yes,
Alejandro.
go ahead.
Alejandro Velasco is asking what's our take on the injuries in Chivas Femenil right after Celeste Espino and Ana Camila got injured lately.
Ana Camila.
That was really heartbreaking. And we have what he's saying that we have 6 games left, and I think he's worried about how we're gonna get to the playoffs.
Yeah, he mentions the injuries, and that's something that, like, again, everybody just sees the colors. Just like, they have to win. You got to analyze what's going on with the team. There are very important players not available right now. And
With athletes,
even then,
they give it their best. Mm-hmm.
And they're not available due to injuries. I mean, we all want Licha back. We all want, what happened to Celeste, the second accident that she had, kind of bad luck, but also it's just, we just got to keep strong. Remember, Chivas is undefeated. Is very strong numbers at the Akron, right? 16 games without losing at home. Okay, 12 wins, 4 draws. So I do agree with you that, of course, it's Licha.
Yeah.
Right.
And we gotta emphasize that Ana Camila's injury took place on an under 18 Chivas Femenil match. So it was at a Cantera Rojiblanca game against León, which is still really unfortunate. And we hope she recovers well, of course, and tell her that she still has her entire career ahead of her. So yeah.
What I can talk about is that we do have one of the top medical teams at the club. So, everything, the rehabilitation process, we'll have our team, our ladies back on the pitch in no time.
Wishing them all a speedy recovery.
So where can we watch?
Where can we watch? Mr. Producer, can we have the graphic? Thank you. Where to watch? Chivas Atlético San Luis. Wednesday, March 30. Tomorrow, it's my birthday. 9 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Pacific, and 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Mexico, Chivas TV, and Fox Sports. And in the United States, Mundo. It's also Alfredo's birthday.
It's Alfredo's birthday.
Yes, it's our birthday tomorrow. Chivas has to win. Thank you.
Send much love. Much love. Okay, let's see. So, scores. Remember, Chivas Femenil is undefeated against Atlético San Luis. Okay?
Yes.
And they have a perfect record at home against them. 3 wins. What's your pronostico?
I would say it's gonna be a 3-0 win for El Guadalajara. I see Adriana Boyi Turbide scoring, also Gabi Valenzuela, and I'm craving a Cassandra Montero goal.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
It's been a while now.
Interesting. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I see.
Fernando Yacardi, happy birthday in advance for both of you. Gabi and Alfredo, thank you so much.
Blue
Thank you so
jacket.
much.
Blue jacket.
I want a blue jacket and Pauno's jacket as well. Thank you. My score is going to be, I'm going to take Alfredo's word, Robert's word, and I'm going to go big. I'm going for a 4-0 Chivas. Because they're like, hey, you know what? We are upset. We need that win. Come on, let's do this.
Yeah, who's going to pay for those
Because
broken
there's
plates?
there's going to be a break after this game, so they have to like go big with this last game before Fecha FIFA.
Yeah, that's a
Exactly.
long break. Really long break.
Mhm.
19 days, I think, 20 days, more or less. Yeah. Jacardi says 3-0. Atlético San Luis. Here we go.
There
Here we
you
go.
3-0 también para la varonil.
And speaking about women's international break, we have some rojiblancas de selección, don't we?
Yay,
Yeah.
we do. Caro Jaramillo and Gabi Valenzuela.
That's right.
Excited.
Deserve it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
I want to see.
Super excited.
Hopefully, let's that they put them in. That's the thing because they take them. But then, where's the sauce? Where's the beef? Yeah, got to put them into play, man. I want to see them because those two ladies are top notch. And they keep
Yeah.
using the same players. I don't know. That's my personal criticism. Yeah.
Oh, Chivas is wishing us a happy birthday.
Happy
Chivas, happy birthday,
birthday.
Gabi and Alfredo.
Thank you. Yeah. And Alberto Méndez Vega, he says, saludos from San Juan del Río, Querétaro.
Saludos.
Okay,
Alberto.
Hopefully the Queretanos will do their job
Hopefully, yeah.
today.
Hopefully.
Sending good vibes there. I know you're Chiva hermano, but sending good vibes to Querétaro.
Kicking off what's going to be a great weekend tonight. Why not?
Speaking about the kickoff of the great weekend, Tapatío is about to play.
Oh, yeah.
Chivas Femenil, let's go for the W.
Oh, and
Femenil is also here. Oh,
Yay, we're all here.
we have the starting 11 for Tapatío. We're going with Garcia in the goal. We have Aguayo, Martinez, Reyes, Chavez, Guajardo, Sebas Pérez Buquet, Magaña, Garcia, Brigido, and Sanchez. So ready to see some prospects.
ready to
Definitely.
see.
And yes, I agree with our Chiva hermanos who say it's time. I always believe in that these guys, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psicólogo deportivo, but I feel that we need to introduce these players younger into the first team, at a younger age.
Mhm.
They're full of vigor, and they're full of
Exactly.
viv and vigor, sap. And they also create a little bit of pressure on the older guys, right? Because they need to know that there are people coming up. And this is the best of our cantera, If you look at it that way, the best of our cantera is moving up through the filters to Tapatío. And after that, we see them in the first team. And there have been matches where we've seen full canteranos on the pitch.
Exactly.
And that's something we need to keep pushing for because that's the only place we're going to get our talent. So let's see, my friends.
Santiago
Chivas
VR
TV
says it's going to be a
here.
5-0. Yeah, Chivas TV is
5-0
here.
Atleti. Everybody is here. We are all here. Chivas Femenil, Chivas TV. Wow. And everybody's here for our birthdays.
Santiago 5-0. Wow, man, he went in all the way. The birthday twins.
Yeah, if we were in Guadalajara, we would be throwing a big party with the rest of
Right,
the Chivas,
tomorrow.
Oh, for
Chivas
sure.
stuff. Yeah.
For sure.
In the
We'll
Akron
go to
parking
the
lot.
Clásico Tapatío, have an epic party. Okay, gang.
Okay, my friends. Well, I do wish you guys
Start wrapping this up.
a magnificent birthday. Yeah, let's start wrapping up. Let's talk about, remember, Chivas Femenil tomorrow. Where to watch? Real quick. Can we have that? Don't forget.
Where to watch, Mr. Producer? Where to watch?
Go
Chivas
to-
Atlético San Luis, March 30. Central, 8 p.m. Pacific, and 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Mexico, Chivas TV and Fox Sports, and in the United States, Telemundo. Let's go, Chivas Femenil.
Chivas Femenil. They'll be back. Okay, my friends. Well, ha llegado el momento de despedirnos. ¿Quieren despedirse? Mis
Yeah.
amigos.
Yeah. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Have a Chivermano or Chivermana to join us and chat with us live in the show and have some fun and chat. And you can tell us whatever it is you want to tell us about Chivas. And we will see you again next week. And hopefully Chivas and Chivas Femenil get that win that we need so much.
Yeah, I would like to thank everyone who has been here and all the Chivermanos who follow us. It's gonna be an exciting few days ahead with Femenil playing tomorrow and Clásico Tapatío Varonil taking place on Saturday. So really looking forward to it. And thank you everyone for being here, for the birthday wishes, and see you next week.
Yes, thank you, Santiago VR, Octavio Gomez, Rubén Maldonado. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your thoughts, sharing your time with us, Chiva hermanos. Ha llegado el momento de despedirnos. But never fear, this is not a goodbye, sino un hasta pronto. Tune in next Wednesday for all the information of the most Mexican of teams. Hopefully, we will be able to bring you good news. Yeah. Especially from the birthday folks, that they've survived their birthday. This is We Go Chew Live. Muchas gracias.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Amigos de Chivas TV, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Qué gusto saludarles desde las alturas del Estadio Akron.
Todo el contenido exclusivo y de seguimiento de nuestras chingonas, solo con la señal más rojiblanca.
Jaramillo, contra Godínez, de pierna zurda, viene Caro.